Thank you all for everyone who has joined. My name is Sahil. I am the CEO at ICRA Ratings. So ICRA Rating is a credit rating agency, which is recognized by the Central Bank of Uganda, Central Bank of Tanzania. We have license from Security Exchange Commission Zambia, and we are also getting our accreditation from Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. So we are a local credit rating agency with an international presence. And we are the first African credit rating agency to have such accreditations and recognitions and license from the central banks. So we are the first one in East Africa to have these accreditations, which we are very proud of. So our service, so we will, today's session is about the ICRA scorecard that we have launched for the Ugandan market, for the lenders basically to use on their customers, on their borrowers. When someone comes to you for borrowing sum of money, then how you can use an ICRA scorecard or ICRA portal to do a quick risk check. And the best part is it is free to use. You can register as an MFI or as an individual, and you can use it for free on your customers. So most of you would have heard from us in the previous webinars which we have done about who we are. So we do provide credit ratings. We do credit recommendations, we do ESG ratings. So we provide services to all banks, all financial institutions, all MFIs, all corporates. Just to give you a bit of a brief, a credit rating is basically to determine what is the credit worthiness of the entity. What is your repayment capacity? So credit ratings is done on a national scale level, where we assign ratings from AAA to D. That eventually, it gives you, and why you should do credit rating is so you as a first for internal management, internal stakeholders, that where do you stand in the domestic market, in the regional market, and the international market. So credit rating basically covers your past, present, and the future. And why we should all, why we are reaching out to all the MFIs, all the SACCOs, all the financial institutions, to the corporates to do the credit ratings is so that, if you're looking for some sort of investment or funding opportunities, credit rating report is one report that investors would want to see as an external rating agency, because we are an external rating agency. We are unbiased. So we come as a rating agency, study your company, study your financials, study your qualitative factors, come up with a report, and then submit it to you and submit to the investors, then take the decision on how much money they can lend to you. But today's agenda is a little different. So first of all, I would thank you to AMFU and NIC to inviting all the SACCOs and all the MFIs for this webinar. We have with us Mr. Mohit, who is our group director, and who will take you through the credit through our ICRA scorecard portal. So Mr. Mohit, if you can hear me, should I leave the stage with you?
Yes. So good morning, everyone. My name is Mohit. As I introduced, I'm one of the group directors. So I handle more on the back-end side with the credit analyst team. And the purpose for today is, you can say this as a webinar or more of a demo session also, that we have created our ICRA scorecard. ICRA scorecard, what you can compare it with to give a simple idea is, it's something very similar to an analytical tool, okay, which is also very specific as a free platform, where a lot of financial institutions can do their credit risk assessment on their clients. Like currently, what I understand, majority of the MFIs, the banks, insurances have their own Excel sheets, and they have limited credit risk experts or people in the departments as per the appetite they're getting on the request. So a lot of clients are not being able to be entertained because they do not have enough time to entertain everyone's request. So why we have created this platform is basically, at least if a client is requesting for any kind of a facility, even from an RM to a credit analyst in their team, or a loan officer or a loan administrative, can do a quick assessment on them, understanding if they have an appetite to entertain this client or not. So no client is getting rejected without being any proper assessment being done. And we also understand specifically it's a quick world, right? If one of the institution is not giving any response, they will go to another one. So whichever grabs the client first, that becomes their client, and so institutions also lose business opportunities in this. So that was the idea and perspective, and why we have made it free in the market is, uh, this is not a core business. As a scorecard, it's not what we are doing to make to generate money out of it. We are doing it, just to give another tool in the market that people can utilize, and also include more financial analysis or credit risk assessment in their daily workings. We understand everyone already has. It's not like if you have a license, you're not going to conduct any kind of a assessment on the clients. Yes, you do. But the major idea why we have done is free is to provide something to the market that they can hold, that what ICRA is providing as a service to them. And secondly, our main business will always stay with the credit rating only. This service will be remain free for good time. Right. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to share my screen and show you the portal. We will do two demo forms also in there, where I'll be just inputting some data onto, you can say, random clients, or you can say dummy clients, right? So everyone can see how this portal actually works and how they can utilize it.
Mohit, you want to take questions in the end or while we go through?
We can go as, whenever there is a question, I think better anyone can raise their hand, so
Yeah.
we can answer there itself, because because in the end, someone might be having, oh, what was that part? Can you explain me? Can get a little difficult. So everyone, this is our portal, right? If portal.ikrallc.com, that's the one. And anyone can go and register here for free. When you say register, you can utilize the complete services without paying any single penny. Okay, and anyone can register for it. You want to register as a bank or whomsoever, and you can have sub users under your account also. Everything will be explained in the demo there. So first of all, you can go to registration. You can put your company name, admin, phone number, email. In country, as you are in Uganda, please always select Uganda, because every country we have made very specific calculations. So it's not one portal that is available, like that is same for the entire world. Each country wise we have done changes. So each calculations, each factors are more with the local country point of view. So if you select Tanzania trying to do on a Ugandan client, or if when you're using a Uganda portal directly, it will be different. It will not be the same. You're sharing on that. So Uganda, you can do your passwords and then next. Once you do next, you will receive a verification code on your email ID that you have inputted over here. So in case it happens with a lot of clients you're sharing here also, in case it's not in your inbox, please check your spam also. Sometimes it goes to the spam. You can copy the code from here, input it over there, and then your account will be ready to be utilized. Once your account is ready, this is something that you will see. Okay, where you will see two of the services, scorecard and rating. Scorecard is the product that is automated credit risk assessment one. I'll explain what is ratings also. But this is the scorecard is the one that you will be having utilizations in your daily workings. So under scorecard, you'll see there are three options: create new, your existing reports, what you have already created, and the control panel. Control, I'll just quickly go through the control panel because it's a very quick one in this. This is basically to invite your staff also. For example, you are the head of the department or you're the admin of this account, and you want to give everyone the access, but don't want to have they having individual accounts and you want to see their reports. You can invite all of them send an invitation. You can invite all of them and they can come and create their account and they will be under you. So they will only be able to see each other's reports, but as an admin, you will be able to see everyone's reports, right? So you can just input their email ID one by one and you can send them out. So now we'll go to the scorecard. We'll go one by one. First, we'll do one individual. Second, we'll do a corporate. And we will, keep having a discussion how this each factors are being utilized in that. So as you can see, there are two options, retail and corporate. Retail, the terminology we have utilized this one, but it means the individuals, personal. And the corporate are the companies. So this is our form that has to be completed by the person who is utilizing this to get the risk score on them. What is the risk score? Everything will be explained in this demo session also. So I'm gonna fill. As I said last time, this is a demo, or like this is not the actual information means anything. So sharing on that. I know a lot of people won't be able to see the cursors, the options, I guess. Sahil, can you see the options?
Yeah, I can see the options. Yeah, drop down list. I
Business
can see.
loan, salary loan. You can see all of them?
Yes,
Great.
business loan, salary loan. Yeah, I can see that all.
Yeah. So these are the type of loans that we have mentioned here. Like a person taking like a salary loan, personal loan, device, logbook, auto loan. These are the generalized loan book that we have mentioned over there. The majority of the people are actually comfort taking it. So let's go hypothetically salary loan. Okay. Okay. Let me explain all the factors that I'm also explaining. So let's say they're coming for a salary back loan. Okay. And loan amount they're looking for is 5 million for the period of 12 months. Now, this is the request basically. The client requests what they want to have. Now we go for the profile of the client. Let's say where date of birth, citizenship, their monthly income. Okay. We are also putting the loan to income ratios based on it's a lot of things will be automated here. A lot of things will be automated in the majority of the things, which in the corporate there is more automations. With the individuals one, there is more data inputting also. CRB score. Basically, there are a couple of CRBs over there. You can say JNU, you can say credit info, there are a lot more. So anyone's CRB score on the individual level is available with everyone. Okay, so some of them have a risk category, some of them has a score, but that is for the corporates majority of time. For individual level, everyone has a score starting from 200 to 900. So their CRB score will be mentioned over here. It is 655 in this. They own a property or rented. They rent. Loan reduction as source or not. I think majority of the MFIs will be understanding this already because some of them can be government employees. They can be salary back loans or are requested by the corporate itself. So deduction is in the government level. You need a deduction code from the corporate if they're inviting themselves for providing the services to their clients and they are deducting from the salary and paying you back. So that is a loan deduction that shows on. Let's say no collaterals. What is the available collateral by the client also? Let's say they have no security to provide. they have like no security is needed because you are deducting at the source, hypothetically. Security collateral less than 100%, between 100 to 125%, more than 125%, depending on the type of loan also, and as per the lending policy the institution have, they can select that. Let's say 100 to 125%. Then we go to their type of employment and employer. Form of employment, let's say private sector. The options are government, self-employed, and private sector. Employment type, a lot of people are not a fixed term contract. They are being more into the freelancing side. So what kind of they are doing in the private sector, also fixed or permanent? Let's say fixed. Listed or non-listed, let's say registered. Salary type, fixed or variable, let's say fixed. Length of the services, 6 months to more than 5 years are the options. Let's say 2 to 5 years. So once it's all is completed, you get a risk scoring on them. What is this risk scoring? Basically, there are 3 categories in the scorecard. The categories are low risk, moderate risk, and high risk. What are the meaning of each and every one of them? In very simple words, when you are conducting any kind of an assessment on a client, you're always trying to understand what are the chances of the repayment capabilities. So that we have divided into 3 categories. Also, why we have assigned scorings in them, because of very simple understanding, where are they going for right now. I'll just give you a simple example. More than 35 will be coming as a low risk category, but you can see 34.5 makes it to moderate. So a moderate and a low risk category also having just 1 to 2 points difference. But it's also giving an example where are they heading towards. So moderate risk was 34.5, and if this is, let's say, 27, still a moderate risk category can come. So you can understand this is heading most towards the low risk category. So this is a more potential client in the moderate risk. Just give an example on that. So if it was 36, let's say this would have been a low risk. So you will not take it as a very high risk client on this one. That if it was 27, you would consider this client is heading toward higher risk. So the repayment capabilities of this client can be low. But here we can consider as a quick assumption that their repayment capabilities and like repaying all their facilities will be at a better will be at a lower risk. This is an example for it. Now, once you have completed, you can go view the report as well. A report will also be generated with all the information that we have mentioned. So now, for example, let's say you are an RN, okay, or you are a loan officer, and then now you have already have a single, you have some kind of a assessment already done on this individual. Now you can send it to your loan administrative or analyst also to make them understand, like, this is a potential client. What do you think, we can provide any kind of a facility on them or not? Because majority of the information is already covered in this data. So now they do not have to wait for a couple of weeks or couple of days to give the initial assessment of a yes or a no. This will give them a quick understanding of the client, and now they can make a decision more quicker. So this is like reducing your time for doing an assessment on a client. And as you have seen how much time it took me to input all the information. So if you have all the information with you as an officer, it will take you literally 2 to 3 minutes to input all the details in creating this. So this is for the individual scorecard, and also you can download it and it will be saved as a PDF for your records, right? And same time, it will be also saved in the reports. If you want to re-download it, you want to do any edit, in the sense of why the edit option is there. Let's say you have input some incorrect information and you want to correct it and do a reassessment on them. So that is the edit option. So it can be changed, and then the reassessment can be done very quickly on that also, instead of creating a whole new scorecard again. And you can download the same scorecard again as well. Any questions till now? I think none. Sir, is there any question?
No.
This is Shayna.
Yes.
I was just inquiring. Maybe I didn't follow up this CRB. How did you come to the 655?
So that CRB will be provided by the client. So for example, that's the example I was giving. So CRB score will be provided. So when I'll give an example, let's say Experian, who is credit info have bought them, for example now. So CRB, whenever they are giving any individual, not a corporate, we are talking about individual, when they're giving any credit report on them, there's always a CRB score mentioned over there. So that CRB score, I think I can show that as well. I'll try to hide all the information and try to show that, because that belongs to a client. I'm not like show that very quickly. So 1 second, I will stop sharing. I'll show that CRB thing very quickly so we can finish this one. 1 second.
Yeah, Shana, so we are not calculating the CRB score. The CRB score should be with the customer or with the lender.
Yeah, so I was also, because I was just inquiring, probably you have to get it from somebody comes with a report, so then you feed that in, is what I'm trying to find out.
Yes, yes. So like we are not a CRB. So legally we
Yes,
cannot
I
create
know.
those CRB scores. Yeah.
So anyhow, in the meantime, as you're trying to edit that, what would be okay the points? Would it be that determines whether the person is going to be a moderate or high risk? Would it be the repayment of it or the assets or the collateral the person has?
Yes. So I'll come to that question also now. So this is just an example one. Like there are scoring mentioned here. Like every individual CRB report, there will be this scorings as well. We have checked with multiple CRBs everywhere. The scorings are available. So that score is basically for this. For corporates, it's not available. For there, we have mentioned a little different, which I will explain with the corporate one. I'll share my screen again. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Now, let's go here. The one that we created. Yes. So what we have done in this is basically we have created multiple factors. So number one is all these factors that we have mentioned, everything has a weightage. So if you talk about the asset, that is also have a weightage. The CRB scores explain the current payment activities, the repayments of their existing facilities, also what they're doing, the loan to income ratio, right? Like what we understand, more than 50%, if there is a loan to income ratio, it's already directly will go to the high risk category, right? The residence type. So basically, why we have put all these things is what all expenses they already have on their daily workings or their daily life. On basis of that, will they be able to repay uh, those facilities that they're asking for? And obviously, collateral also play a very important risk on that. For example, if they say no security provided by the client. So for example, this is also, and let's say the CISB score and this one, I'll just put it hypothetically. 60%, right? So this will come into a very, very high risk category. So all the factors that we have mentioned have a certain weightages. So the loan amount, loan period, and against that, what is their monthly income, their loan installments, loan to income ratio, their current payment behavior. Also, it comes to their current expenses, like majority of the people, their expenses comes to the housing expenses, for example, the rents and everything. So if they have owned property, meaning they have the capital for that also, or they already have a heavy loan on them, they're already repaying. So that's why this CRE score and this also goes together with that. Loan deduction at source or not, this is also important factor in this. Like if it's a government employee, you're very much safe if you have a deduction code that you can go and give it to the government for deducting those uh, expenses against the salary. Same with the corporates. Collateral, as I said, very important factor also. Form of employment also plays important role in this one. Let's say it's a government one, like everyone understand that is a long-term employment, not a short-term employment. So that's why it is like this will be a long-term employment, nothing to be worried on that. Private will be different, self-employed. So every single factor that we have mentioned has a certain weightage to the entire scoring. So scoring is from 0 to 50. So all the weightages together that we have put it in the back end, all those weightages together will be the final risk scoring will be assigned based on the information that will be is inputted over here. I hope I was able to answer your question on that.
Yes, you are able to. Just one more, just inquiring, because you said these portals, they are tailor-made for different countries.
Correct.
Now, I was inquiring, probably this is just a suggestion, just to add on to, I think the not relevance, but as like Uganda, it's more of agriculture. Let's move into the agriculture line. So when
Okay.
you business, so and where we're coming from or where we're going, it's most people are into agriculture. So when you have to deal with circles or other low income earners, rural, it's going to be agriculture. So when you generalize it as business, there's so much in there. So if the tool is not, like complete, or if you can get time to edit it just for the relevance of the country to add more weight, it would be very nice of you to highlight that agriculture, yeah, that agriculture element of it, if it's a value chain or inputs, but as long as it is tailored to agriculture, so that in your reports, even when you're presenting this, somebody would want to know that there is a niche, there's something that you're carrying out that is going to be helping our economy because it's predominantly in that. That was my suggestion, if you could take it.
Yes, ma'am. That is the purpose of putting it in the market, right? So why we have also done like this is, first of all, that's why what we have released in this portal in the market, so we can keep getting the feedbacks also. So once we have the feedbacks, once we have enough users in this one, and they're all asking for a very similar request, obviously we have to make those changes. So that's already with us on that. Plus, we have also giving this offer, but that's not that is a paid service. That one more thing we have actually given to everyone. We can customize the scorecard for everyone and with their own branding and everything. But that is a paid service because there are IT teams have to do a lot of changes, and our credit risk team also have to review what kind of changes are being done on the weightages and everything. So that service is also available already to make customized changes, but that is a paid service and that's not like very small cost service. So that is available, but not for free in that point. But what we have already decided internally is we're going to wait for all the inputs from everyone, and what are the common inputs that we are going to receive. We are going to make those changes with time, and once we have enough users requesting for it, that is what we have decided internally. Because first is to roll it out, then only we will get a lot of feedbacks. And agricultural point, I completely agree also with that. It is a very valid point. So once people are requesting, okay, agricultural point of view, we want to make this change, we'll be doing that change. That's affirmative. That's not even a question.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So if no further questions in this one, I'll go to the corporate side. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. I think corporate is
Sure,
going to be
sure.
very relevant. Yeah.
I'll go to the corporate now. Okay. So in corporate one is not as a very one page of form like what we just did in the retail one. As a retail, you can see it's one page of which you have to fill all the information, and within 2-3 minutes you can actually finish it. But with corporate one, it's much more detailed. And in corporate one, we are not focusing at basically the repayment directly. We're first focusing at the risk profile. Like what kind of corporate, which category does it fall? Like credit risk profiling. That is our first objective with the corporate scorecard over here. For example, existingly, how they're performing, and what is the biggest question that comes with that is the business sustainability. So that is what we are answering with the corporate scorecard. So before we start, I just wanted to give a small idea on that. In this one, uh, let's do this. USB registration number, the tax numbers, product type, business loans, overdraft facilities, corporate cards, other credit facilities. As we understand every institution can have very similar service but with a different name. So that's why we have just journalized them also with the other credit facilities. Let's do other credit facilities. Incorporation date, say, 19. The length of the business will be calculated itself. Turnover in UGX millions. So just to clarify, you do not have to input the complete zeros. This means 2 million. Finish. Just to give you a clarity on that. And this means 2 billion. Right? So company size, number of employees, let's say 5 to 50. Local presence in the point of how they're actually making their money is from domestic revenues, majority from domestic revenue, well balanced international domestic, majority is international, fully international revenue. So what kind of business they're actually running. So this explains the dependency on their business. Let's say well balanced. Customer concentration also, their reliance on one client, reliance on a couple of clients, or they have a well diverse and large client base. Product concentration also, they have well diversified product portfolio. They have balanced, high dependency or selected product and services, high risk products defined by the institution. So every institution can have their own definition on the high risk products, right? So that's why we have kept it as a separate category, because sometimes any product for any institution can be a high risk. It's very difficult because every lending policy, every credit policy, they have different kind of categories for the high risk. So because I'll just give a small example, let's say oil companies. For someone, it's one of the safest one. For some, it's one of the secure one. So who will put as a high risk product or not? It's very difficult to answer on that. Registration started, listed, registered, listed, registered. So now what we are also looking at the leadership also. Why we have not kept all the entire shareholders information and everything? We are focusing at the majority shareholding and the key management person. So these are the two key uh, people that we are focusing at them. For very two simple reasons. Number one, that is the majority of the analysts will be seeing who is the showrunner in this, and second, who is the majority shareholders in this. Basically, the biggest UBO in the corporates. And we also understand this portal will be majority used by MFIs and the initial assessment for the banks. So for those kind of corporate clients, majority will be falling into this kind of a category where UBO and the key management person can be the same person as well sometimes. But if they're different as well, we are focusing on the majority shareholder and the key person. citizen. Key management length of services, let's say 3 to 5 years. Key person CRB score. Why we are asking key person CRB score also? To just make sure there is no, I know this is not the first thing everyone checks, but why we are doing this one? Just to make sure the embezzlement chances are not there. We are not saying there will be, but just to make sure of it, if they're having a lot of debt, if the money can be misused, what you're providing them as a facility. A lot of questions are there, I know, but this is just for a perspective of it. What kind of financial health that person is also keeping. And I said majority of them they can be the same people also as the shareholders. So this is just like who is the key management person and what is the financial health of that person as well. Hypothetically, let's say 700. PEP check, politically exposed person of a yes or no. Member of a ruling family, say no for now. Now we are coming to the macro environment. When we talk about the macro environment in this one, we are focusing at the industry, market feedbacks, business verifications, collaterals, what kind of assets they have. And the next one will be going to the financial information also after this. But this is the first one that we are focusing at the macro environment of the business, of their business. So industry risk category, low, high, or restricted. Restricted, as I was giving the example before as well, oil. Right, you need to have a specific license for conducting. Even let's say you are providing a facility to another MFI, right? That is also restricted in the industry because you need to have a license before you conduct any activity, right? So low risk industry can be food, okay, distributions, agriculture, as we were just discussing before. High risk industry, everyone, as we said, has their own definition. Right, for one entity, someone can be higher, someone can be low, as I was giving the example of oil also before. So as per your industry classifications, you can select one of them. Market feedback, this is a small world, right? If it's, let's say, a big corporate, a market feedback, everyone knows if they're providing good services or not, bad services, they're satisfactory or unsatisfactory, those kind of things. This is a smaller business, majority of time it will be satisfactory because getting a negative feedback specifically on, let's say, the adverse media checks and all these things, almost you will not find anything. So that's why majority of time it becomes satisfactory. Business, physical business verification, you can put as per the status over here. So satisfactory, unsatisfactory, not done as bank did not require, not done as applicant did not allow. So whichever the category, we can select on that. Audited financial statements, not available, available for 1 year, available for 2 years, available for 3 years, and more. Auditors, this is also one of the things that we are completely aware of the market of double keepings, everything we are completely aware of that as well. So that's why we have also kept this kind of a category, because who is doing the audit? Like the book generated is by who? So this is also kind of question we keep it over there. So it does not sound very harsh, but like listed or unlisted auditor. Now, which I was giving the example before, for the corporate and individual, it's different in the CRB. For corporates, there is no, like there are scorings with one of the CRBs, but it's not available with everyone. But they are giving risk categories. If that's a high risk or low risk, these are the risk categories they are providing. Very high, high, average, low, very low. Sometimes they are not even providing that because they do not have enough information on them. So when it comes to those kind of things, we suggest to put average risk, because the risk is unknown. But if your lending policy says unknown risk is high risk, then it should be coming to this kind of a category. So it depends on the lending policy over there. But that's why the scoring is not available for the corporates with all the CRBs. So it really depends which CRB you are using accordingly. you will be having to select that category as per the reports provided to you. So I'll be putting this average risk here. Security collateral, basically understanding, do they have the assets to provide anything for the services they're looking for, or it's not required because it's a, let's say, joint venture kind of, not a joint venture, you're doing an equity investment in that, or client do not have to provide you. It's more than 125% hypothetically over here. Relationship, let's say it's your existing client and they're looking for more facility after finishing one or on top of the existing one. It can be any of that. So let's say the relationship they have with your institution, relationship they have with anyone else. Let's say when you're asking for this CRB report, obviously we'll see which other facilities they have with other institutions. So that is also, you will be getting an answer from that. Bank statement activity, why we have kept bank statement activity also, basically to understand what kind of circles they are having, what is their working capital environment, right? So understanding what kind of, how much funds are incoming and outgoing, and how the activities are going, and how delay it gets for getting their existing revenue as well. So a lot of questions you actually get from their bank statements as well, on top of their audited financials. That because bank statement shows existing health. Audited financials shows the entire year what they have done, but bank statement shows the existing health. So that is also very important. No bank statement will not be a scenario in majority of the time, but we have kept it just to be, putting an option there. But these other one are the major ones: hardly active, moderately active, or highly active. As you can understand, the weightages will be as per that. Highly active one is always the best, obviously. Now we go to the financial performance. Now in this financial performance, we are putting for 2 years. Okay, year 1 and year 2, how much they have grown in last 2 years of their financial health. Let's say the last, obviously, audited financials they can have right now will be having 2023. Audited financials we're discussing here. Numeric presentation, my suggestion to always do in millions. It's much more easier to input the data, because with millions it's easier to just put the numbers over there. It's easy with that. If not, you can put absolute terms also, and you can put the terms as you want. So all options are available as per the scorecard that has to be generated. This one I'll be putting very quick numbers. As I said, this will be dummy numbers. I'll be showing 10% growth in next year. These are all dummy numbers. So don't go with all the logic that I've applied with the numbers. As if I start to looking at the audited balance sheet and start putting it will take more time, as I've already taken a lot. So that's why I've just inputted like this. But after inputting this, the one of the important factors, you get very quick ratio analysis done. Okay, operating profit margins, cash conversion ratios, return on the assets, operating return on assets, cash balance with the cash liabilities, current ratios, debt to equity ratios. And also, we are also showing the trends. It's a growing trend, stable, declining, positive, positive. So it's showing the trend as per the numbers that are being done on them. So it gives you number one as key ratio analysis, and also it provides you the trends. What are the positive, negative trends about the company? And as I was telling you, it will get you the risk category and which kind of risk category it falls under, and especially the scorings. Again, with the scorings, it is showing a low risk category and it's showing 41. So there is a difference from 6. So just to give you, 0 to let's say 20 is high risk. 20 to 35 is moderate. 35 to 50 is low risk. So when we are doing this, you can see it's low risk and it's at 41, and there is a 6 scoring difference with the moderate risk. So there is a good chances this will sustain into the low risk category. So there is a higher chances for the repayment capabilities for this corporate before even you do and start understanding what kind of facilities they want. You are doing a pre-assessment on the corporate itself for understanding their business sustainability. Now, when you go to view report, as it was showing, all the information that we have inputted over here, you can download it as a PDF. Right? And also create again. In your reports also, you can see and re-download or edit it as well. So that was the retail and corporate scorecard that we have generated for. Any questions regards to the corporate scorecard also? I'll reopen it once.
Yeah, Shayna here. Thank you very much, Mohit. I was just back to the corporate. You were talking about the key person CRV.
Yes.
So you don't actually mention the person because is it a particular person in a particular
You
position?
always will be, hypothetically, it always will be the CEO, the decision maker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then another one I found interesting. So I was just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Member of the ruling family. What was the relevance of that?
Basically, see, when you say ruling family, like just for the, like it's you understand what I'm trying to say.
Even Sahil is laughing. Well, those are very, very sensitive things.
So that's why we have not we are trying to put the information as politically correct as possible. So that's why we mentioned it like that, because obviously if you have, now this is from a financial institution point of view also, if you are providing a facility to them, let's say they're not repaying it, right? There's not much you can do.
No.
Right. So that's what we have mentioned to at least.
You know the situation. So Mohi, don't be there. Like even say you are in this place. You just know it's just well my suggestion really, because that's it's a very sensitive thing. When you put it there, because balancing both sides. The other one won't want to know. And probably another one probably would want to know. So when you come from, it will be a good thing for the ruling family to know exactly. You get my point. But it also be a disadvantage for somebody else who is not part of that. Because there's that kind of controversy. So so I was just inquiring about the relevance.
Yeah, see, this why we have mentioned it like this is we can mention in a lot of ways, but the thing is, end of the day, when you're conducting a credit risk assessment, you have to come little unbiased of who is the ruling, who is not. That's why we have kept it this typically, as you can see, we are not publicizing this. Okay, do all the assessments on everyone possible. That's why we have mentioned this kind of things. There are certain weightages on every single possible scenarios. So at least we are not saying don't provide services to them, but there is a certain risk that is associated with it, and that's why we want to just mention that risk. So if we are not mentioning that risk and avoiding that risk, we also look biased on that. So, but as I said, if the market feedback keep coming, if we get requested to please rename it or change this particular thing, as I said, we are not stubborn people. We are here for business. So we'll be changing the category if it comes to that. So,
Yeah,
but we want to be honest and putting all the information for the credit risk assessment purposes. This is like purely honest credit risk assessment purposes, not to say anything else to anyone on that.
Anyway, well, let me wish you luck in that one. But the way I've pointed it out, because I'm not either or, so it's going to come there. It's going to come up in one way or another. Because
We are perfectly fine with that. Yeah, see, because there is no bad intention.
it's not bad, but someone will ask for the relevance anyhow. So, and another thing I wanted to say,
Yes.
because the people who have to use this still, are they like the circles you want to say? So they'll be using it for their clients, or
Yes.
Yes, and where I'm coming to is individuals, because now most of them they give to individuals, but I don't know where you categorize the groups. Because if I need to assess a group, so
Yes.
and we can't put the group in a company. You see that? Because they're
see,
linked
ma'am,
groups.
in that, when you're talking about a group category on that, it will be coming under the retail, because when you say group of people, when you say those are retail categories, those are not corporate categories.
Okay. So in the group, they'll just have to pick one person.
Yes.
Because incidentally, because what I'm asking is that they have to mention maybe because it's an individual. For example, Shayna, I am part of this group of 20 people. Okay, this is how it happens in the circles. You're a group of 10 people, so the others have to, be my guarantors and all that, provide. But I'm part of a certain group. So where would I have to mention that group and the number of people in that group, to be able to say that, I am credit worthy, or how low?
Ma'am, what that will be happening is, like, hypothetically, if I come up, people are saying if they have to do a group lending, they have to come to retail only in that one. How they will be conducting that one, because just to give you a simple category, in this one it will be mentioning the name of that group, and they have to put in this one, when you talk about the group one, the retail scorecard, it will be little difficult to do as a group, to be honest, because there, when you're talking about a group, a lot of things can be calculated here. The loan amount can be calculated, the monthly income, all core combined together can be calculated, the loan to income can be calculated. But the thing is, it's categories. This categories typically will not be able to be conducting a credit risk assessment if you're doing for a complete group. So that complete group option is not available, as you say, as a group will not be possible for that one, because this is like individual, as I was saying, and second is the company. As a group point of view, I'm not very sure how this existing scorecards will be conducting on them, because if you're talking about a group, we have to make a very separate one for that. This too will not fit in a group point of view.
Okay, why I'm bringing it, Mohit, because what happens from experience, most of the people that are some of the MFIs, some of them actually find that I have particular ones which I know they actually give pretty much groups. It is safer to give groups, but in those groups, of course, there has to be an individual. Probably, maybe in future, I was suggesting like under individual, okay, you can put a note, and not, because this is going to be information that is going to be, printed out or stored for use. So if there's an individual that needs to get a loan out of that group, there's a note that can be put in here whereby, yes, it's a group, but then there's an individual who's being assessed, but as part of a particular group. That would be the other way, without having develop something for the group, really, because the individual will get this information. It will be assessment for that individual, but a footnote there, or not say to say that maybe this part of a group of 30 or whatever their information, just that.
I
As
think
you
that
do,
can be
it comes up.
done, ma'am. As I said, so this two information which you have said for the agriculture one, and the second one, as you said, for the groups, this can be conducted. This can be conducted, and what we will do is we will. This is the part where it will come is we'll wait for the complete market feedback on what all things they would like to change, or what all things they would like to add. So all of it together we can do it in one go. So but yeah, I've already noted 2 points which you said. One is for the agriculture loans and second is for the group, the
Yes,
footnote of
because most
mentioning
of them,
the groups.
because most of them
Hmm.
are inclined towards, giving groups. So a person from the group
Got
groups come out. So that you don't have to keep them out. Like we're talking about the people that are in here at the low level,
Sure.
right? Not really reach the higher level. So we don't have to
No.
exclude those ones, because mainly even when you go into the trend right now, you want the people at the lower end to actually access his finances, because they're the ones who are suffering, really.
Financial inclusion is the main one. I
Yes,
completely
yes.
understand.
And so pretty majorly, we'll have to take care of those ones at the low end.
Completely agree on that. I 100% agree on that point. Financial inclusion is one of the things, even World Bank, even BU, UMRA, everyone is coming up with that, and we are very supportive to that factor. Because see, like just sharing on that, as a rating agency, that no one is actually creating the scorecard for individuals. Uh, we are the only one who are creating the individual scorecards also for the market. So if we can provide any other better service on that one also, we'll be more than happy to do that. So, coming to that also, does anyone have any questions for the corporate scorecard also? Uh, Otherwise, I can go to the final one of the rating.
Yeah, I think we have members, participants like, MFIs and SARCOs who have joined today. Is there any feedback, any questions regarding the scorecard? What do you think? I mean, it's an open platform. We are here to discuss. So please feel free to share your thoughts and reviews if you have any. You can simply unmute yourself or raise your hand. This is actually for you guys to use it on your customers. It's an internal platform that you can guys use for free of charge. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If there is any question, do let me know. Otherwise, I'll go with the rating for now. Okay. I'll just give a quick overview on the rating side as well, and then we can go to the ending of this demo session. Okay. Now, sorry. Before I go, just to share one more thing also in this, one of the worry that everyone will be having as well. I'll just give a very quick clarity on that also. So number one, whatever data that you're inputting, we cannot see that. So when you're putting the corporate, when you're putting the individuals, ICRA cannot see. We can only thing that we can see is the number of users, like you people, like whomsoever will be registering as an admin, only their name we can see. We cannot see anything else. The whatever data you're inputting, I have no idea. I cannot come and view it. So there is a very strong wall encrypting it, and we cannot see any of the data that has been done. So you do not have to worry about what if client data will be selling that client data to anyone else or whatsoever. That's not happening. We're not doing it. In the end, actually, I want to show you also the admin, super admin panel where you can see we cannot see anything. So there is proper safety. So whatever you're inputting, that's yours. Nobody else can see it. Just wanted to share you with that. Now
Mohit, just
coming
a
to
quick one. So,
yes,
when I'm saving, so it's
yes.
saved on where is it saved? It's saved on my machine. So in case anything happens on my machine, so the data will be lost,
Only in your account, ma'am.
backup.
Only,
So
It's a cloud-based portal.
cloud-based.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You are just saving. You are saving only in your account on that, and there is
All right.
proper encryption that I cannot go and view that data. That we have specifically asked our team, because We understand the data is one of the worry everyone feels like, oh, what if he takes away my client? That's the first worry everyone gets when they're putting any kind of a client data of any kind of a system. So we have very carefully done that we are not able to even see the data. Like they are maybe making 1,000 scorecards in a day. I cannot know even one.
Yeah. So let's say, Shaina, if you have done 10 reports on 10 retail customers, and now you are traveling and you don't have your work laptop, and if you want to see those reports or you want to create new reports, you can simply log in on any other's computer with your login ID and password, and you can access this portal anywhere. So you're not storing it locally on your computer. Only the downloaded files, yes, that will be saved as a PDF on your computer. But other than that, everything is cloud based.
Wonderful.
Just like how we access our emails. So it's all
Yeah,
cloud.
yeah, yeah.
Simple.
Right. And coming to the last part of the scorecard option is the rating. Like end of the day, we are a credit rating agency, right? We are, as I said, we are not making any money on the scorecard. Our major objective is also if anyone, this is an option for, I'll say, for other kind of categories. This is not for the retail clients or the groups. It's typically for the businesses. So corporate business, MFI, insurance, banking, this kind of business categories. So let's say you are most likely there won't be much banking or insurance ones, but there can be a lot of corporate and MFIs facilities that a lot of MFIs and SACOs can do, right? So this is just for if you want to have any kind of a report on them. When you say report, a credit rating report, not just a scorecard report. Credit rating report is much more comprehensive, much more detailed, because credit rating is not just an automation. Our credit analyst team will be actually conducting the complete assessment. And yes, this is a chargeable service. Not you have to pay. You can ask the client whom you're providing the services to pay for the services, and accordingly we can prepare this report and submit it to you once it is completed. So hypothetically, let's say go to the corporate, you can just simply fill this form and let's say okay. You can see now this request has been received to the backend, to the admin of ICRA portal. Now we will approach that client, take all the documentation from them, and conduct the credit rating. And once that is completed, then we will upload the report here for you to be able to download it. This is for the submitting a credit rating request. This is a paid service. Most likely, what we always guide to all the institutions is that the client pay for the service. Because you are the lender, you should. And this is also again better in a point of that you will be having a more comprehensive report on them if you are taking a very good exposure on them. For smaller exposures, we do not recommend this. This is for good amount of exposures, for where you feel like, okay, your books can be troubled if this client does not pay back. Those kind of clients, not for smaller clients. This is our pure suggestion on that. So this is for the rating request, and once it is completed, you'll be able to download that request. So this is the complete ICRA scorecard, right? Just before we go, I'm just trying to think how. Okay, let me do a backend change very quickly once. 1 second. I'll have to stop here so I can start doing the admin one.
Participants, please feel free to share your thoughts and questions if you have any.
Shana, once again,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I think it's pretty handy. It's pretty simple. Yes, it's not complex, really. It's not complex. And I just liked the ratio, the analysis. That one it was good because it was automated. So you don't have to so much of the manual inputs. And then,
The whole idea is to save time and automate the
yes,
current
yeah.
process that everyone's actually doing at the moment. So like Mohit mentioned in the beginning that most of the financial institutions might be relying on Excel sheets or
Yeah.
manual assessment, so
Mm.
that this will shorten the turnaround time.
And
So
it's pretty
we're
good.
not
Thank
saying
you.
it's the ultimate tool for your decision making.
Yeah.
But this adds as a supplement to your due diligence that you are currently doing. It just shortens the time frame.
Initial, what we call it internally, ma'am, is that we call it the initial assessment tool.
Yeah, and it's good because it gives you at least
Yeah.
whereby you have to get let's say a quick start on something.
Correct.
So because the other processes can be a little bit long and asking for so many things, but if you get a quick snap of it, and if you want, maybe somebody can do something further, investigate further if you're not really if you're not satisfied with the results that you're getting.
Of course, yeah. And the other option available is if a particular institution wants to make a full thorough assessment portal out of it, we can do that for them. So they need to tell us what they need to see in those fields, what calculations they need to see at the back end. So we can customize that and that comes at a cost. So that option is also there. So for the internal use.
And also just one thing uh, before we go on that, just a quick one as I was just trying to finish this one also, because I think we have taken a lot of time. A lot of people might be
Correct.
leaving soon. So I just want to finish this one as I was commenting uh, on that part, like how we are not able to see any data. This is a super admin portal. You can see here admin, right? So this is basically just to showcase that we are not able to see. These are a lot of demo accounts here. Down, if what I've done is I put the demo accounts up. Down there are a lot of client names also, which I do not want to show. Uh, don't want to put who's doing, who's not using. So I do not want to take that kind of a thing. Not putting anyone, but you can see cannot be anything. This is a super admin portal and we cannot. When you say reports also, for example, I just submitted a corporate request. Mohit Inc. That's it. I can just upload a file here when the credit rating report is completed. But I cannot go and view the data. This is just sharing on that so people are aware, like, yes, that's what we are doing.
Thank you, Mohit.
Thank you. I think that's it. Thank you so much for the presentation and for the time and for coming up with that a very good innovation and idea. So for us to use, and moreover, it's free. You know how people love free things. So you can enjoy the freedom.
Now, just before we go, all we want to say is thank you for joining, everyone, and thank you, Shaina, for valuable feedback. We will be sending overview of this webinar along with some demo videos of the scorecard and the registration link again. And of course, don't forget to remember that we are a credit rating agency. So if you are an MFI or a SACO or a corporate here looking for some sort of investment or funding opportunities, that is the other side of the business that is still open. So we provide credit rating reports and we work with a lot of investors globally who is ready to fund MFIs in Uganda from as minimum as 200K USD up to 3 million USD. So that is the funds available for the MFIs and SACOs based on the credit rating reports that we do, because credit rating report becomes the decision maker making for the investors, because they want to see that report if any of you would have seen our previous or joined our previous webinars, you would have seen the investors that we bring on board. They talk about the importance and relevance of credit rating reports. So apart from this, yes, credit rating reports, that is a core business, as Mohit mentioned. We are based in Kampala on Parliamentary Avenue locally. So feel free to visit our office. We have full staff there, and that's it from us. We will be sharing shortly the overview of this webinar.